ほら、ルフィ、今一緒に海賊になる仲間を探してるんだ。
Hello guys, welcome to my channel The Wandering Zoro, your go-to destination for anime-related content. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest videos. In today's video, we're going to be diving into part 1 of the series What If Quirkless Deku Became Vigilante Hacker Retr0. So be sure to stick around until the end, and let's get started. Today's a lovely day. We see a lot of different students trying to get into the best hero school in Japan. What school is that, you may ask? Well, it's none other than High, of course. Only the best get in, people with strong and flashy quirks. But today that changed. Because today we see someone standing outside the gate dressed in a peculiar outfit. He's not wearing his middle school uniform like the others around him. No, he's wearing his casual clothes. He's wearing a light purple oversized shirt, a white undershirt, a black cross-body bag, a black fit jogger pants, and white socks and sneakers. Why, you may ask? It's because that's Retr0, the famous vigilante, a ghost, a phantom. No one knows who he is. No CCTV has caught a glimpse of him. Nothing can hide from him. Not even your dirtiest secrets. If you committed a crime that is in Retr0's radar, well, let's just say it's not your lucky day. Some call him good, some bad, but let's get one thing straight. Retr0 always finished his work, sometimes flawlessly. While some he needs to shoot his way out. Don't get him wrong, he doesn't kill. No. God, no. He only uses a stun gun and a little thing called the Thunderball. You might be wondering what that is, right? It's just a ball, to be honest with you. Now you may ask yourself, how can a ball incapacitate someone? Well, it's easy. Just make sure it's a weight ball attached to a parachute cord. What does the Thunderball look like? Well, the ball itself is a color of dark green. So dark it can mistakenly be spotted as black. What design does the ball have? Well, it has a 1,000,000-watt smile on it. And for the eyes? Well, it's simple. It's cute little pixelated bomb. So the overall ball looks like it has a face. What about the parachute cord? Well, it starts with dark pink and spirals down to make a nice-looking forest green and dark pink spiral pattern. Now we see Retr0 enter the school gates. There's a lot of eyes on him now saying, why isn't he wearing his uniform? Some thinks he's a delinquent for not following the rules. But enough about that, we all know what happens. Now we see Retr0 sitting in an auditorium listening to President Mike speak when suddenly, and you, a tall, blue-haired guy with glasses, points at Retr0, why aren't you wearing your school uniform? Do you think A will accept delinquents? The guy shouted really loud. The whole auditorium hears it. Then Retr0 answers, I'm homeschooled, bro, that's why I'm not wearing a uniform. And don't assume something you don't know, it just makes you look like an even bigger idiot that you really are, he said with an annoyed expression. The tall, blue-haired, glasses-wearing the fine gentleman that is wearing rectangular spectacles, is now embarrassed for being insensitive. Cough, thank you for pointing that out, Buzz Lightyear. President Mike said. And the fourth robot is called the Zero Pointer. Pretty self-explanatory, if you ask me. So do your best out there and go beyond. Plus Ultra. Somewhere in a different room, we see people dressed up for the next Comic-Con dash. Dressed up in their hero costumes and are looking at multiple monitors. Then we see something or someone approximately 85 centimeters tall sitting in a chair that is taller than most. That someone is a bear, mouse, or a dog. That is, who people call Nizu, the principal of the best hero school in all of Japan. We see him looking at the monitors, frantically, trying to find our Retr0. So Eraserhead, Eraserhead, the underground pro hero, one of the best if you ask people that know him, effective, smart, logical, fast, and an amazing quirk. What quirk, you may ask? It's something called erasure. He can, for as long as he's looking at you, can erase your quirk. It's best for surprise attacks, ambushes, or in an open field where there are no covers. Do you see him? Continued Nizu. No. Aizawa said. Simple, straight to the point. Are you even sure he was telling you the truth? Said Namuri, or the 18-plus hero, Midnight. I agree with Midnight. No hero has seen him yet. He only let select heroes get close to him. We don't know his name, face, or quirk. Said the precise hero, Snipe. And I'm telling you the kid will be here, the caterpillar said. Are we even sure he's still a kid? If he is, then that means he started being a vigilante when he was 10? Said a humanoid. Block of cement. The F. And I'm telling you all, he will be here. He never lies, the sleep-deprived pro-hero said. How do you know him so well, Aizawa shouted, said the gout man that is all might's small form. Because that kid always play tricks on me, he said with a smirk. That kid is fast, cunning, smart, and most of all, skilled. And if he wants to be a hero, then let him. Aizawa says this, and some of his colleagues have an odd expression, while some think he should be in jail for illegal quirk usage. And that someone is Vlad King. And if he's here, that means he has the balls of steel to go to a hero school, even though he is a vigilante, the blood hero, Vlad King said. I think not can. If he is as smart as Aizawa says he is, then that means he's confident that we will not do anything. Or he has an escape route. But it seems illogical of him to say that he will partake in our school's entrance exam, even though he knows that he is a well-known vigilante. So that means there's something that we are not seeing. Not even Aizawa knows, said the Chimera Rat God. The kid's smart and tactical, so it's possible that he hasn't shown everything that he has, and we practically don't have info on him, not a name or anything. Aizawa supplies. But it's obvious he is using his quirk illegally. If what you said it's true, then he might have an agility-type quirk or a sensory type, retorts Vlad King. Then let's pull up the applicant's info that has sensory or agility-type quirks and is. What's his height again, Eraser? Nizu said. Probably 177 centimeters, but I always see him in a crouch position. So maybe 181 centimeters if he stood up straight, Aizawa replies. Then please look into those applicants, Majima, Nizu says to the pro hero, Power Loader. Already on its supplies, Power Loader. Let's see what you look like, Retr0. The teachers of the prestigious high school thought in unison. But we just see Retr0 standing outside a humongous concrete gate wearing pastel yellow oversized shirt with some black shorts, pastel yellow socks, and white sneakers. Sadly, they didn't allow his bag, but they allowed his Thunderball and phone. And it's safe to say that he is Gucci. Sure, he doesn't have his RC drone or quadcopter, but he still has his skills and technique. And now we see him using his phone trying to hack into the main server of U.A. And of course the blue-haired kid with a stick up his butt walks up to him. You shouldn't be using your phone. If you're just treating this as a joke, then I advise you to leave. Screamed the Sonic clone. Retr0 looks behind himself and sees the kid that called him out. Well, if isn't MC stick up my butt. What were you saying? You were so loud I couldn't hear the sound of you being such a fing bitch. Retr0 retorts in a friendly manner at first, but became a trash talking keyboard warrior at the end. Some people snickered on how he delivered his insult. Some are laughing at MC stick up my, but some just feel pity for the guy. He got insulted twice now, by the same dude no less. So Retr0 just walks away and continue do what he was doing. And finally he's done it. It wasn't that hard. The F. I didn't even need my laptop, thought Retr0 with a sly grin. Time to blast some tones in this bitch, Retr0 thought once again while pressing something on his phone. We see Retr0 pressing something on his phone, and the people in the monitoring room were confused, panicked, and amazed. Confused? Sure, they see something on the monitor screens, but they don't know what it was. Panicked? Because Eraserhead is the only one that knows what's happening. And amazed? Well, that would be Nizu and Powers Loader. Why are they like that, you may ask? Well, simple, dear reader. Because this is what they're seeing. What's happening? Midnight was the first to question. How? The coffee addict said slowly. Eraser, do you know what's happening? Yelled Vlad King. Nizu, what's happening? Small Might asked the principal. Nizu, I can't do anything. The system has been hacked. Yelled the panicked, but frankly, still amazed Power Loader. It's him, Aizawa finally said. Who? Asked Cementos. Retr0. And now they understand, but they still don't know how he did it. When Retr0 was done watching the panicked heroes, he finally typed something that will show in the monitoring room. And he reset every camera so he can see everything. He hasn't controlled the bots though, because he knows the exam haven't started yet. You should really invest on getting better security for this school, Principal Nizu Retr0 typed. What? The teachers/pro heroes yelled in unison. Is he making fun of us? Vlad King asked no one in particular. But someone did answer him. And that someone is Retr0. Nope, just saying facts. And hi, Eraserhead. Nice seeing you out of work. Or, Wait, but you're still technically working. Just not as a hero. Well, anywho, can you please started the exam now, Nizu? Retr0 sent. How did you hack into our system? Asked the genuinely impressed power loader. Can't say my secrets, sorry. Can I talk to you after the exam, Mr. Retr0? Of course, if that's okay with you, Nizu asked with way too much excitement in his voice. He won't just go Nizu. Of course he wants his identity a secret, said Snipe matter-of-factly. Nizu was about to reply, but Retr0 beat him to it. Eraserhead will probably know who I am after this. He knows me too well, replied Retr0. Kid's right, and once I find out, I want to talk to you as well. But in a different place, Aizawa says. Asking me out on a date, Eraser? Sorry, I'm only into girls, and for your info, I'm still underage. Retr0 joked, and now he zoomed in the camera close to Aizawa's face to see his reaction. Idiot, I just want to talk. And I know you're just a kid. Got whatever, talk. Later. And if I see you later in patrol, just know the next time you decide to show yourself, I'm not gonna go easy, Aizawa said with a noticeable blush. Oh my god, Shota. I didn't know you can get flustered. Ha ha ha, said the girl in a dominatrix outfit. While we can see Retr0 laughing his butt off in the middle of the gate entrance, and people are looking at him like, guess that guy's not gonna pass. Less competition he. Nizu, when are we gonna start? Asked Mike in an earpiece that he's wearing. Oh yes, ahem, you can start now, Mike. When Nizu said that, music started to play everywhere, and again people are confused, same with the teachers. But of course, Aizawa knows what's happening. That's Retr0. He always has music playing every time he does his vigilante act, Aizawa supplies. How do you know that? Asked Toshinori Yagi. That's usually how I know he's close, because he always has music playing in his earbuds, the #1 Retr0 fan says. Now we see the gates opening, and Retr0 didn't waste time waiting for a go. He just went full sprint going into one of the alleys close by. What are you waiting for? Follow that kid. The leather jacket, pomade wearing Hiro Sai, yelled. And now everyone is running trying to catch up to Retr0. But the other examiners are not seeing him, so they thought he went further inside. Now keep a close eye on rooftops and other examines doing something with a ball attached to a rope, Aizawa said. When Aizawa said the last part, the other heroes got confused, but soon, ho ho ho, very soon, they will find out. Now back to Retr0. When he went inside the alley, he jumped at a wall in an angle and pushed off that said wall to get up the fire escape, and he made his way up the building. When he finally got up there, the other examines are now just going inside and trying to find robots. While Retr0 on the other hand reverse vaulted off the roof's railing to get down at the other building, and did a safety roll then. When he got down, he ran up and jumped to the other building, because there was an alley down below, and when he got there he ran and did a tic-tac off of the railing, then grabbed the ledge of the building beside it and climbed up, and when he got there he just sat down on the building's ledge and took out his phone. And he pressed the setting to manually control the robots in the exam. In the monitoring room thought, there are a lot of great applicants this year, huh? Midnight supplies. Yes, people that uses their quirk for speed, information gathering, or pure combat prowess, Nizu says while they see different participants doing their best. While Nizu was saying this, the song went Get Stupid. Get Stupid. Get Stupid. The music is starting to get annoying, said Snipe, but no one paid attention to him. And of course there are people that are just taking this as a joke. To say that they did the U.A entrance exam, Vlad says, and it shows Retr0 or Izuka Midoriya, a 15-year-old kid that has nice-looking green hair, and they see him just using his phone atop of the rooftop. So that's him, Aizawa thought with a grin. I can't believe we allow people like that participate, said Yagi. The idiot still hasn't figured it out, Nizu mused with a disappointed smile. Then they see the lazy kid get up and type one last thing on his phone, and the monitors showed his message. Time to show the technique. Huh, what is Retr0 saying? Asked Snipe. Wait, is that kid Retr0? Midnight asked genuinely. It means he's finally gonna move and show that is not just a hacker, Aizawa says with a serious face. Then let's see what moves this infamous vigilante has, says Ectoplasm. And Retr0's playlist just kept going. And he started to run. When he reached the ledge, he did a gainer flip so it will slow down his momentum. Then started running and did a dive roll over the gap earlier, then wall climbed and grabbed the railing and did a safety vault. Then got down to the fire escape and ran down. When it was the last two, he did a running start and pushed of the railing, then landed on top of a 2-pointer robot. Then he took out his thunderball and swung low and successfully dented the robot. Well, guess I need to do more, huh? Izuku thought. Then he tied the thunderball cord around the two-pointer's head, then jumped down, but due to the cord being wrapped around its neck, dragged its head and smacked it on the ground, destroying it. Then Izuku started to chase a one-pointer and did a slide and swung at its wheels, so it tumbled down, and Izuku hit it with the thunderball again, successfully destroying it. Then placed his thunderball back, and the ground started to quake. Let's see what will Retr0 do, Nizu says to his staff. He's probably gonna hack it. I mean, isn't that what his quirk is? Ectoplasm said. But have you seen how quick he is when he climbed that building? Asks Cementos. And his movements are good as well. Maybe it is an agility quirk? Says Snipe. It's an agility quirk. No one can move that good without a quirk like that, Vlad muses. While that was happening, Eraser just watched Retr0 on what he'll do, and he saw him turn around, then instantly turns around again, run towards it, but Retr0 went to an alley again and started to scale the building, and when he got up, the zero-pointer grabs that building via the roof, and Izuku uses that to run to its neck. Shit, what can I do? I don't have my laptop, and the sequence is too difficult to just do it with my phone. Shit. Come on, Thin. That's IT. Then Izuku proceeds to disassemble his phone while running to the zero-pointer, and when he got there, he just removes something out of its ports and proceeds to throw the phone down a small opening inside the zero-pointer. And he started to run, like a mother effer, using its arms again, and when the zero-pointer lifted its arm, Izuku did a Superman front flip and safety roll to get down. Then the explosion happened and he was launched, but luckily he grabbed the ledge last minute, so he's now hanging from that with one arm. And he started to laugh while his playlist just keeps going. We see Retr0, or Izuku Midoriya, hanging from a ledge with one hand, and is laughing his butt off. How did I survive that? Haha. While we see the other examines look shocked, scared, or impressed on how he took out the zero-pointer. Huh. Ha 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 ha, can someone help me down? And is sitting down inside a classroom with the 18-plus hero, Midnight, the Blood hero, Vlad King, the Erasure hero, Eraserhead, and of course Principal Nizu. So, Mr. Nizu asked. Retr0 Izuku says while smiling at Eraserhead. Stop smiling at me, kid, or we'll have you arrested without making a deal, Aizawa says while hiding his smirk under his scarf. People can't know about this, but Eraserhead is attached to the Vigilante. Why, you may ask? Well, in Retr0's first year, he encountered Eraserhead. Of course, Eraser didn't know about this, but Izuku's second favorite hero is him. So when Christmas rolled around, and Retr0's name is getting popular, he left Eraserhead a nice gift in one of his last-minute Christmas patrols. And since that small encounter, Eraser has tried his best to find out who is this Retr0 kid, but he haven't seen anyone like that, and he keeps getting random text about hideouts, drug rings, once even a human trafficking group. So he grew curious, so one time he responded to the last number that gave him free info, and Retr0 response was, sure. And Aizawa instantly looked behind him to see a kid in a dark slim fit jeans, dark green undershirt, and a black hoodie, but the kid was also wearing a mask. A weird one at that, the eyes for it. It was like a screen and has small spikes under that screen, and the eyes were in X formation. Then the kid tilts his head left a little, then question marks replace the X's. You said you wanted to see me, the kid says with a voice changer. And the voice was deep. Yeah, I want to see the guy that keeps texting good info, but I didn't know that guy was just a kid, Aizawa says. Hey, I'm not a kid. The kid whines, and the eyes turn to exclamation points. How old are you, Retr0? Ask Aizawa. The voice changed when the kid whined. It just turned to his regular voice, but it was modulated. Turning 13 this upcoming winter. That's all you'll get, Shota, Aizawa Retr0 says. But when he said the man's name, his eyes turned to X's again. So that was their first time seeing each other face to mask. Wait, deal? Izuku, or as they know him, Retr0. Yes, a deal. Nizu replied, way to FING happily. And what's that? Izuku asked, genuinely curious now. We want you to stop being a vigilante and go legal, Aizawa said before Nizu could give the full explanation. That's why I tried for this year's entrance exam. Because I'm finally at the right age, Izuku retorts. Yes, well, be you. Again, Nizu was interrupted. Don't think we can't just arrest you right here, right now? Vlad growls. And why would you arrest a minor that just did the entrance exam? Izuku asked, calm as a sloth. For illegal quirk usage, Kid Midnight finally talked. You can't arrest me for that, Izuku says with a really look. And why can't we, Mr. Retr0? Nizu asked. Simple. I'm quirkless. The room was silent, not even the other teachers that are watching using one of the CCTVs are talking. Did you just say you're quirkless? Midnight asked in disbelief. Yup, Retr0 replied while popping the P. Okay, was Midnight intellectual response. Can we have a real name, please, Mr. Retr0, so we can confirm this? Nizu asked while still in shock on the true quirk of a very skilled and feared vigilante, and that quirk is. He had none. Find it, Izuku, just cold, he says. What? Vlad finally got out of shock, asked. I said find it. I saw my file earlier, but you removed it since I was quirkless. So, F-Genji. Find it, Izuku, just coldly replied, while he's staring at Vlad. You did that, Kin? Nizu asked, now looking at Vlad King. No, I didn't, Kin immediately replied. Then who did? Nizu asked the three in the room. The guy that removed it was a new teacher. I read the reports, and I heard him say a quirkless applicant. We must have misplaced his application, so he removed it and added it to the general study, Izuku explained. But after he spoke, he directly looks at the CCTV in the room and says, Isn't that right? Toshinori Yagi, or should I say, All Might. Izuku just keeps staring while the teachers are panicking because someone else knows All Might's secret. How did you? Midnight asked slowly. No. I know everything, Ms. The Midnight. I see everything. I could have exposed All Might's secret, but I didn't because society itself will crumble when people find out about this, Izuku says, now looking at the four teachers in front of him. But he looks to the camera again and said, I suggest you start working with teams, All Might, and don't overshadow them. Ease society into accepting the symbol of peace's retirement. You're no god. You're human as well, and humans have limits, and it's best if you address them. Now before society grumbles, and it's in your hands for lying for too long. Izuku said with conviction, determination, and drive that just impressed the U.A staff on how far ahead of his peers is thinking. So let me properly introduce myself. I am Izuku Midoriya, also known as Retr0 the Phantom, Vigilante. My quirk? I have none. So let's get this interview started, shall we? He said with his ever so cheery smile after his introduction. And just like that, Aizawa finally found his problem child. So you're telling me that I can still be a student here, go out patrolling as long I'm with Eraserhead. You won't arrest me, and I get to redesign the security for one of the most famous hero school? Izuku recalls. Yes, 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 and yes. So will you take the deal, Mr. Midoriya? Nizu confirms. The catch, what is it? Izuku asked warily. You have to help every hero that asked for it. Give free info for the police. Give us heads up if you're going to raids. When you're patrolling, like you said, Aizawa will be with you. You have to help Power Loader on designing new tech or much more advanced ones. Of course, we will give you free resources as well. That's in the deal too. And you will be my personal student, Nizu explained the deal. And to be completely honest, it's a pretty good deal, not that much restrictions. And he can get free stuff and to learn from the smartest mammal on Earth. It's a pretty good deal. So my vigilante identity, I'm guessing my classmates needs to know it? Ask Izuku. They will learn if we have emergencies, because we might take you out of class to do some hacking or reconnaissance when need be, Nizu supplies. What about internship or work studies? Izuku retorts. They will need to know your identity, Nizu replied back. Hero suit? Can I make it in the lab with Power Loader? Depends on what you're going to do. My gadgets? Can I move my invention here? Depends, what is it? While the other teachers are just watching a 15-year-old kid do business with their boss, some watching, some on their phone, Midnight. It's a 3D printer that can make RC and quadcopter drones fully functional even when you just take it out. And it can make non-lethal and lethal firearms, Izuku says while hesitant when he mentioned the firearms. When Izuku said that, Nizu was surprised. That means they can have support gear made in an instant. Can you modify it so it can make other stuff? Stuff like support gear, eraser scarf, snipes guns, tasers. Yes, it can as long as there's money and materials. But remember, there's limits to it. It's not Momo Yaoyorozu, the recommendation student that has a creation quirk. I presume you looked at the students' list? Money and materials are no problem, Mr. Midoriya. Yes, I looked, and I saw the guy with a stick up his butt tried for the recommendation exam but failed. So that's why I saw him today. But anyways, yes, I'll take the deal, Izuku accepts. Great. We will start classes in 2 weeks' time, so I suggest you move the 3D printer here, so you can teach Power Loader how to use it. and I'll inform him on giving you your own station and giving supplies to make your support item for hero work. Congratulations, Mr. Midoriya, you are a first Quirkless hero student, and of course the first vigilante to ever go legal, Nizu says cheerfully and has a huge smile on his rat, dog, bear face. We will send you the schedule when we finish making it, Nizu says with a smile and nod. So you're really Retr0? Aizawa asked. They are now sitting in a diner close by you. Aizawa is drinking his coffee while Izuku is eating a burger with a side of fries. Yup, Izuku says with his mouth full. Finish chewing before you speak, kid, Aizawa says with an amused face. Sorry, gulp, sorry, hee. Just really hungry, takes a sip from his cola. So what do you want to talk about? Burp, sorry, hee, Izuku says while blushing in the end. I want to ask you questions I have for a long time now. I can erase the Quirk part from my list, but my first question is, where's your parents? Aizawa says. When Aizawa asked that, Izuku just looks down on his food and pushed it away a little. Mom's in a coma for 5 years now. That's when I started doing this vigilante thing. I needed to pay for her bills. So, you don't need to say it, kid. I won't arrest you. You're still a minor and your mom's in a hospital. I get it, Aizawa say to Izuku. And my dad? Haven't met the bastard. Mom says he's working overseas, but when Mom went into coma, the bastard didn't write, call, or anything. But I know he just ran away when I was 4. When he found out I'm Quirkless. Izuku says while now drinking his water. I'm sorry. For what? Asking your future student, and the kid they always give you presents, a question? Now you don't need to say that. I lived all on my own since I was 10, and look, I'm healthy, I survived. I even became a vigilante to save the people that can't save themselves. So I'ma say, I'm living quite well. Izuku finished, and started to eat his burger again. So where do you live? Why, gonna stalk me? Izuku said with a smirk. No, kid. Sai, I just want to know if your living condition is safe. It's safe, but I kinda need to move. The owner of the apartment complex found out I was transferring my bills to my neighbors, hee, Izuku said with a nervous chuckle. Wanna live with me? Whoa. Chill, man. I can find a new place. I don't want to live with my future teacher. And how many times do I have to tell you I'm only into girls, Izuku said with a smirk. And how many times do I have to tell you? I have a boyfriend, Aizawa said unamused. Hee, I know. Just want to see the almighty Eraserhead blush, ha, Izuku laughs. I'm serious, kid. You want to move in with me and Zashi? We have an extra room for guests, but you can use it if you want. Aizawa proposed. You serious about this? I'm really messy, loud, and rarely sleeps. You kinda just described me and Zashi mixed together, plus we have cats. How many? 6. MF, and Izuku while grinning. Aizawa just smirks and dials up his Zashi. So this is the infamous vigilante Retr0? Preset Mike, or Hisashi Yamada, asked no one in particular. Good to meet Cha, Mike. I always listen to your radio show when I'm working on my invention, Izuku says while stretching his hand for a shake, and a smile on his handsome face. Heh, already like you, lil listener. Yamada says while taking the outstretched hand. You done with introduction? Aizawa walks out with a cat on his head and his hands on his pocket. And he's still in his hero suit. Yeah, who's this little guy? Ask Izuku while Aizawa helped the cat get down. This one's name is Mocha, Aizawa supplies while smiling down at Mocha. Really? Does all 6 of your cats' names related to coffee? Ha, Izuku retorts while laughing. Yup, ha, Hisashi replied. You said you liked it. Aizawa said, feeling betrayed. I do, it's just funny show, and I think Mocha likes the little listener, Mike says while he watches Mocha try to climb up Izuku's pants. Hee, hey there, little guy, Izuku says while picking up Mocha off his pants. Wanna ride my hair next? Izuku says while smiling at Mocha and putting him on his head. Let's go inside, said Aizawa. And they proceeds to introduce the rest of the cats to Izuku and point him to where his room is going to be, while his 3D printer and now in UA. Sighs contently, thank you again, Eraser. You know, for this, Izuku says while plopping down on the couch and gestures to the house. No problem. Problem child, Aizawa says while giving food to the cats. Problem child? Izuku asks with a raised eyebrow. That's what he calls his favorite student Hisashi supplies while entering the living room. Oh, I'm your favorite, and I'm not even your student yet. Izuku coos jokingly. Don't push it, problem child, Aizawa says with a half glare. Ha, okay. Okay, said Izuku while is putting his hands up in mock surrender. And you can just call me Aizawa or Shota if you want. We've technically known each other for 4 years now, Aizawa said, while he stores the rest of the cat food. Sure, Shota, but I'll still call you Eraser from time to time. But I'm guessing in school I call you Aizawa? Am I correct? Izuku asked the now-sitting Aizawa. But when we're going on patrols you call me by my hero name, Aizawa confirms. Hi, Eraserhead-san. Izuku said mockingly, while he's smiling and giving a two-finger salute. I'm serious problem child, Aizawa says with his hair slightly floating, because he gave Izuku a half glare. Again, I know, Izuku retorts with his million-watt smile. So, you already got a hero suit, little listener? Hisashi asked, now sitting beside Aizawa and putting his head on Aizawa's shoulder. Oh yeah, I'm going for a different style now. Same with the mask, but I'm keeping the goggles with emoji eyes on, Hihi, Izuku says while chuckling, remembering how excited he is when the mask worked. Oh, why? I kinda like the mask, Aizawa says. Sorry, little listener, but what mask? I haven't seen your gear yet, Hisashi said, a little confused. Oh, let me get the mask. Izuku says while standing up. He's a good kid, Sho Yamada said to his boyfriend. He really is, Aizawa replied while interlocking their arms together. Here it is, Izuku says, walking back in the living room, and is wearing his vigilante mask. I'm planning to just wear a normal pull-up mask and adding goggles, but I still want to add the screens so I can still have the emoticons, Izuku says while handing the mask to Hisashi. Heh, so this is what you saw when you first met him, Sho? Mike said, trying on the mask. So how'd I look? Hisashi asked while the eyes go from the X's to caret. Heh, so it's based on facial expressions? I thought you control it, Aizawa said, impressed. Hehe, nah, I really tried hard on getting that little detail up, Izuku smiled. Heh, so you a punk rocker, little lister? This mask looks like one, Hisashi asked. Only a little bit. I'm more into hip-hop now since it feels like I'm dancing. While I'm running from rooftop to rooftop, Izuku finished his explanation, taking the mask back and setting it on the table. Well, good night, little listener. Night, Sho. And remember, don't be too reckless when patrolling. Hisashi says while kissing Aizawa on the cheek and proceeds to head to bed. I'll head out patrolling, problem child. You can tag along when Nizu reports what happened today, Aizawa says while going to the front door. Sure. I'm working on my hero suit, so I'll leave the patrolling to you tonight. Izuku says with a smile. Good night, problem child, Aizawa said, closing the door behind him. Now, time to improve my drones, Izuku says while picking up his mask and going to his room to work. You want me to help? You pick your students? Retr0 says while he sat down in the meeting room. Retr0's wearing his normal swag today. Black oversized shirt, black shorts, white cap, white and red socks, some white and black Yeezys, and of course his white and black crossbody bag. Yes, we want someone that is a great judge of character and an amazing profiler, Nizu said cheerfully as always. I don't know why we have to bring a vigilante here, Vlad said dismissively. We talked about this. He's going to be a great asset if he goes legal, and it's better if we have someone that's specialized in profiling, Nizu said to his staff member. So does every time you guys get applicants, this is how you do it? The whole teaching staff is here? Retr0 said skeptically. Yes. Is there a problem, Mr. Midoriya? Nizu asked curiously. Not just wondering is all he said while taking a sip from his coffee cup. Everyone's here, so we can judge if they are really qualified to get into U.A's hero course. So that's the reason why every one of us is here, said the cement block of a man. Ah, gotcha, so who's first? That's all of the 1B. On to 1A next, said Vlad King, the homeroom of Class 1B. First, the recommendation students. The two that got accepted is Shoka Todoroki, the daughter of the number 2 hero of Japan, Endeavor, Nizu introduced. Shoka Todoroki heard things about her, cold, piercing glare, same as her father, and Nizu, I want to talk to you later, that's all that I have to say. You guys judge her, Izuku says cryptically. Good academical grades, sports not so much, amazing quirk, half cold, half hot, can emit ice from her right side, and fire from her left, good records all around, said ectoplasm. She's automatically accepted, why do we have to waste time on recommendation students? It's illogical, Aizawa said from the corner of the room in his trusty sleeping bag. Because it's procedure, Sho, just go on with it, Aizawa's loving boyfriend said to him. Tashinori, can you please? Nizu asked. Oh, yeah, Yayarosa Momo, the heiress of the Yayarosa company. Yagi said, but Izuku butted in. The Yayarozu? That rich family wants a hero for a daughter? That's new. Or maybe they're using her for clout, so they can expand their business more? Probably some rich snob that's planned to do hero work for fame. Let me see her file, Izuku interjects. Here you go, young Midoriya. Tashinori handed the file to Izuku and gave him a smile. Thank you, Yagi-san, Izuku said with polite and respectful smile. Yagi is just fine, young Midoriya, ha ha ha. Then young Izuku is fine, Yagi, ha ha ha, Izuku said with his ever so charming laugh. Ha ha ha, I'll take you up on that offer then, young Izuku. Can we continue? Aizawa said, annoyed with the situation. Oh yeah. Sorry, Retr0 said with a nervous chuckle. Great quirk. Creation can make any non-living object as long as she knows the molecular structure of it. So she's smart, was Izuku comment. But continued amazing academic grades. Always active in class. Good moral record. Haven't been in a fight once in her school. Says even an argument. Guess people just always agrees with her cause she's smart or pretty. Either way, she has high confidence and pride on what she's good at. Izuku supplies for the teaching staff. Indeed. We have good students that got into recommendation, Nizu says happily, because this year's another amazing applicants. Yeah, but when she loses once, or other things happen that contradicts what she said, she might highly doubt herself because she isn't always wrong. So she has a high probability that she will question her spot here. When that happens, Izuku says seriously to the staff. What makes you think that? Asks Snipe. Want to say it for me, Hound Dog? Izuku asked while raising an eyebrow to Hound Dog. Heh, you already figured it out just by that, huh? You really are smart. Yeah, so when she loses, say for example the sports festival, she'll highly start doubting her skill, not just her place here at U. So, when that happens, that will lead to inconsistent grades, sleep schedule, and loss of focus. But especially at training, she will probably push herself too far, that she will black out due to self-exhaustion, Hound Dog, the school's lifestyle guidance counselor said. I'm impressed, Mr. Midoriya. Nizu says with a sadistic smile. Meh, it's kinda obvious, Izuku says while shrugging his shoulders. No, it wasn't, Sweet Drop, Snipe, and Midnight. Now let's start with the rest. Shiozaki Ibara. Exchange her with Aoyama Yuga, Izuku says while checking the list. Why? She's now a 1B student. Black complains. Because her grades and quirk is much more better than Yuga-san's, Izuku says to Vlad King, who is fuming. No, 1A is not getting all the best students. Kin tried to protest. Let's figure it out after we've reviewed everyone from the class 1A list. Then we can change places if need be, Nizu says to calm down the two. TCH, fine, Kin said while crossing his arms. Yeah, Izuku says with a dismissive hand. Next one, ahem, minor. Midnight started but quickly got interrupted by Izuku. Give me that. Izuku says while snatching the paper. Hey, shut up. I'm doing you a favor, Izuku hissed. Sorry about that. Sign Minoru Mineta. Quirk, pop off. Yuck, even the name sounds bad. When he said that, the staff got confused, but Izuku paid it no mind. He just continued by saying, I don't need to read this to you. Reject him. He has multiple SXL HRSSMNE charge on him. Last time I checked, it was 86 charges. Got caught peeking at girls' bathroom, changing room, and sometimes looking up their skirts. I've been keeping my eye out for this bitch. I hate perverts. When Izuku explains his reasoning, the staff understands, and yeah, he just saved Uda's reputation by rejecting that rapist. Wow. Thanks, Midnight said, still shocked on how many charges the pervert has. Yeah, you're welcome, Izuku said with his charming smile, and safe to say Midnight blushed. Good work on that, young Izuku, All Might praised. He has qualities to be the one. I'll ask him something. It's been bugging me ever since he revealed that is the Vigilante Arters or Yagi thought. Now next one is, may I ask a question? If that is all right, Tashinori asked the whole meeting room. What is it about, All Might? Aizawa said, annoyed. He just wants to get back to his cats, come on, man. It's actually a question for young Izuku, he said while rubbing his nape. What is it, Yagi? Izuku asked with a raised eyebrow. This might come out as rude, but this question is really bugging me. I can't just get it out my mind. Shoot. Have you ever killed anyone before? And when he asked that, the room grew tense. The air grew thick. No one spoke, only thinking one thing. Does All Might really want to anger the Vigilante? To answer that question, Izuku started slow, calculated, calm. No, I have not killed anyone before. Even if I'm cornered and there's no way out, I will not kill. I'm still a kid after all. My conscience can't handle that yet. I'm still a child, All Might. I still need to grow up, Izuku says, looking at Tashinori in the eye. He called him All Might. Was the thought of the spectators right now. I'm sorry, young Izuku. I just want to know, and thank you for answering, Tashinori said with an apologetic and grateful smile. He's perfect. Smart, strong, heroic, thinks about the future, has dreams that he wants to achieve. He's perfect, Tashinori thought. It is quite all right, Yagi. Sometimes people forget that I'm still a kid, Izuku says with an accepting smile. Plus that politeness. What do you mean problem child / Mr. Midoriya? Next one please, Izuku said with his cheery smile, and that brought everyone back. Dash. Ah yes, Katsuki Bakugo. Of course he'll try out for you, eh? TCH Izuku said with malice. Is everything alright, lil listener? Mike asked his new child. Yeah, just some bad memories with him, Izuku says with a faraway look. Care to analyze for us, Mr. Midoriya? Nizu said, because he wants to know what hate does Izuku have for this Bakugo. Katsuki Bakugo, Quirk explosion, can emit explosion from his palm using his sweat. His sweat is a substance that is like nitroglycerin. Strong Quirk. Smart. Not just any smart, battle smart. He's like a warrior going to war. He's strong, fast, and a quick thinker. Everything you want from a hero. But there's one big FING flaw when he said that the staff are now wondering what this kid did to piss off Retr0. Is he a pervert as well? Maybe he's too strong that Retr0 doesn't want him? Yeah, no. Is a FING bully not just any bully. My bully. He tormented me since I was 4 for being quirkless. All the handprint scars I have on my body. All the burn marks. Every FING day, he used his quirk on me. Because I was weak, quirkless, a Deku. We have to accept him. Now there's when the staff grew confused. Why? You just told us what he did to you. What if he did it to other students? Midnight said, concerned about her future student. I agree with her, young Izuku. What if he does do those things again? Toshi said. Your school did nothing about the bullying? Nizu asked without his cheery smile or voice. Now the staff grew scared for the FING that decided to screw with his new student. Nothing. They even encourage it. What is the school's name, Mr. Midoriya? Aldera Junior High. Thank you. I will look into this matter further in a later time. But please explain why you want to accept him? Nizu says, still, without his usual cheery personality. Give me a reason not to arrest that kid for illegal quirk usage. Aizawa demanded for Izuku to answer. Because you'll ruin his chance at being the next #1 hero. You don't get it. His whole life, he has never received a no from anyone besides aunties. Aunties? You're saying to me you're related? Aizawa asked, leaving his sleeping bag to walk to Izuku. What? No, my mom and her mother are best friends. So we've grew up together, but Annie just can't control Katsuki, Izuku said in a very fast manner. So what's your point? Aizawa hissed. Because he might turn into a villain, Izuku said seriously. Again, the room was silent. No one spoke. No one moved. All just sitting there contemplating what he just said. Until, if need be, he will be watched 24/7. If anything happened in 2 strikes, he will be expelled and arrested at once. And he will go to Hound Dog every Wednesday and Friday for as long as is here. Keep him on a short leash. If what Mr. Midoriya said is true, then we need to keep an eye out for this Katsuki Bakugo, Nizu said seriously to everyone that is in the meeting room. And safe to say, everyone agreed. Next one, please. I don't want to talk about him anymore, Izuku said, staring at his coffee cup. Yes, the last one is the foreign exchange student from American, Pony Tsunitori, Quirk, Horn Cannon. She can launch the horns on her head and control them as well. Good grades, good records, and... Oh, Cementos stopped reading the applicant's file and cringed. What is it, Cementos? Asked Precinct Mike. She can't speak Japanese that well, Cementos supplied the question. Put her in Class B, I'm sure they can help her, Vlad said with a smug smile. No. What was that? Vlad asked, offended. I said no. And why should I listen to you, Vigilante? Because I can tutor her Japanese when we have free periods, and it's better if she's in Class 1A so I can keep watch of her and translate for her, Izuku said to Vlad. You can speak English, little listener? Mike asked, surprised. Yes, spent 3 years in America, San Francisco to be exact. We moved there for a short while, 'cause Mom said we'll meet Dad, but the bastard never showed up, so we had no money to go back home, so Mom worked for a game store, and I helped when she allowed me. So we can save up money to go home, Izuku explained. I'm sorry to hear that, young Izuku. That bastard should just rot in hell. Midnight said. Don't worry, problem child. You have people to support you now, so don't be scared to ask us, Aizawa said with a fatherly smile. Hee Izuku started with his ever-so-charming chuckle, of course, and I thank you again for that, he said with a head bow and a million-watt smile. That made Midnight blush. So we agree on MS. Pony Tsunitori be at 1A? Izuku asked, while looking around the table. If you would so kindly do that for her, Mr. Midoriya, then I approve, Nizu said. I won't disappoint you, Sensei, Izuku said with a two-finger salute and smirk. After the selection of classes, we now see Izuku Midoriya headed to the support department. Yo, Power Loader-san. Izuku happily says while opening the huge metal door. Midoriya, this printer is amazing. I already made a taser. Sadly, that's all I can make at the moment, Majima said. Here, let me teach you how to make a drone. And I'm actually here to make a new one for myself. Got new schematic as well, Retr0 said, while typing something on the 3D printer's computer. How did you build this thing, kid? Power Loader asked. It wasn't easy, a lot of failed attempts, but when I finally finished it, whoa, I celebrated like there was no tomorrow. But sadly, I can't tell you. Since I'm going legal now, I want to keep this baby a secret. What do you think would happen when people get a whiff of this? Villains will try to recreate this, support companies will crumble, and it's in my hands. Yeah, no sorry, Power Loader-san, said Izuku. I understand, kid. It's just impressive. At the tip of your fingertips is a literal weapon cache, a support gear dispenser, and more. But I respect your decision, kid. Just good luck in the future, yeah? Power Loader confessed. So, what are you making? Kid, this is amazing. Yeah, it is. Izuku said, controlling a spider bot. I can finally replace the RC. Izuku yelled excitedly. Man, if you said you wanted to be a support course student, I would have already accepted you. Thanks for the compliment, Majima-san. So what are your plans for this drone? Mainly reconnaissance, sneaking into compounds, assessing a hostage situation. Hell, I can even use this just to mess with people. You have one hell of a mind, kid. Majima said while walking away. I'll send you the details later, Majima-san. Izuku yelled, going to the metal door. Sure, kid. And good luck on the hero course. So you wanted to talk, Mr. Midoriya? Nizu said while pouring some tea for himself and his guest. Yeah, it's about Todoroki Shoko. Izuku said seriously. And what is the matter? Nizu said with his usual cheery tone, but that's gonna change. Here, Izuku said while sliding a USB drive to Nizu. Everything that I know about her is in there, Izuku said while Nizu plugged the USB to his computer. Nizu started. His usual smile turned to a tight lip line. I'm disappointed in you, Enji. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Mr. Midoriya. And Midoriya or Izuku is fine. I'm gonna be your student anyways, so no need for formalities, Izuku said, sipping his tea. So what are you gonna do? Nizu asked. I can expose him, but I won't. Just arrest him, and I won't do anything too reckless. Explain to the media what he did. Let him confess, and I won't reveal something that will change people's perspective, Izuku said seriously. Arresting him is not going to change people's perspective? They will, but if I was the one that did it, let's just say the reaction would be different. Why is that, Izuku? Because if you heroes arrest him, that means people are still going to trust your word. They won't think that you knew what is doing and is doing nothing about it. But if I was the one to expose him, people will say you heroes are siding with Endeavor, not caring, or, much worse examples. That I don't want to say. I'll inform the Hero Association and have him arrested. I'll inform you on what happens next, Nizu said, while typing on his computer. Thank you, Nizu. I'll be going now, Izuku said, standing up and walking out the office. It's really good that you're going for the hero's path, Izuku. If not, you can destroy the Japanese Hero Society, if you want, Nizu said to himself. Yo, I'm home. Izuku yelled, coming in the front door to see the cats on the couch looking at him. Hello, they're my young Padawans, Izuku said while petting the cats one by one. Hey, lil listener. You done with your meeting with Power Loader? Mike asked his friend. Yeah, and look at this. Izuku said while throwing the drone across the room and controlling it with his laptop. Whoa, what is that thing? Yamada asked, amazed. I call it the Infiltrator Spider Bot. This baby can be as stealthy as a real spider, has a built-in cloaking device, can double jump, and can do non-lethal takedowns, Izuku says with a proud smile on his face. How can it take down people? Yamada said, confused, but still very amazed. Elementary, my dear Hizashi. It has tasers for the belly, so if I want to, control it to climb a person and electrocute their face, and they will fall down unconscious, Izuku said professionally. Won't the person feel it climbing up them? Nope, because it's really lightweight. It would just feel like the breeze is hitting them, Izuku explained while using the bot to do parkour at the kitchen. Okay. I'm amazed on how smart you are, kid. But please don't use it in the kitchen, Yamada says while picking up one of the cats named Cappuccino. Okay, I'ma go inside my room. Izuku yelled while walking down the hallway of the house. Okay, show. We'll be back and I'ma order some pizza. Yamada replied. Pizza. Pizza. Izuku chanted while going inside his room. Now we see Retr0 walking down the halls of U.A going to his classroom. Is wearing the standard U.A uniform, but his blazer is just hanging from his shoulders while he has his trusty earbuds on listening to his hip-hop playlist. And when he got to 1A, he saw the massive door that's one big but door Izuku said then proceeds to enter. And the first thing that he saw was stick up my, but yelling at a Pomeranian about feet being up on a table or something. But Stick saw Izuku and, it's you, the guy said with karate chops. And safe to say everyone is now looking at Izuku. And Izuku takes off his earbuds and rested on his shoulders. Hey MC Stick up my butt. Izuku greeted with a million-watt smile. That proceeds to make some girls blush. But his name call was also noticed by some of the guys, and they start to snicker. I am very sorry for my behavior in the entrance exam. You're clearly the better student. Stick said with his signature BOI hands and a perfect 90-degree bow. But Izuku just grabbed his face and lifts him up and say, it's cool man, maybe we can start over? Name's Izuku Midoriya. Izuku offers a fist bump when he introduced himself. I am Tenya Ida. It is nice to meet you Midoriya-san. Ida said and looked at the fist bump and looks at his own hand and proceeds to lift it up. Nice to meet Cha too. Ida, and please no formalities Izuku said bumping their fist. But before anyone can speak someone scream, it's you. And Izuku looks at the door and sees a real-life Kirby. Kirby? Izuku said with a head tilt and a small smile. Thank you for saving me from the zero-pointer. The girl was about to bow, but Izuku stopped her. No need for that. Name's Izuku Midoriya. How about you Kirby? Izuku asked. Kirby? Oh, my name's Ochako Uraraka. She said way too bubbly. Yeah Kirby, your cute cheeks reminds me of Izuku said with a smirk. Cute. Uraraka stutters while the class just watched, and one guy was not happy he was about to scream but, if you're here to make friends, then get out a caterpillar on the floor said to them. And everyone just stares at the yellow caterpillar while he gets out of the now confirmed sleeping bag. He was going to the podium, but Izuku stopped him and takes something out of his bag and says, here and proceeds to give him a canned coffee. Thanks he said monotonely, and the caterpillar of a man opened it with a click and drinks it while he stares at his class. Sigh in contentment from the great coffee gods. It took you all 10 seconds to quiet down. Time is precious. Put this on and meet me out on the field, he said while he dropped a box in front of the class that is full of PTA uniforms and walks out drinking his canned coffee. Whoopsie Izuku said while plugging his earbuds on and picking up a uniform and gets out of there. It took you 9 minutes to changes while Midoriya took one. He points at Izuku standing there eyes closed, listening to music and hands inside his pockets. Today you're doing a quirk assessment test. The government still thinks that everyone is equal. Well, we're not, and this is how we show it. You're free to use your quirk as long as it can help you and not hinder other students. But Kugu, you got second in the entrance exam. What's your farthest throw in middle school? Aizawa explains while looking dead. 69 meters, second. How the fuck did I get second? I'm the FING best, Katsuki said with a passive look. Throw this, and use your quirk, anything goes in the circle. Heh, I'ma blow that dead look out your eyes bitch. 766 meters. It's good to know your limits. Awesome we can use our quirks. Said a guy that has red hair and shark-like teeth. I'ma call him Shark Boy, Izuku thought. This is so cool. A guy that looks like an idiot said. This is gonna be fun. You done F'd up Pinky, Izuku thought with a thin lip line expression. Fun. Okay, let's make it. More fun. Whoever comes last will be expelled, Aizawa hissed at his class. Welcome to U.A's hero course. Make sure you go plus ultra, Aizawa said with a creepy and mocking smile. What? That's not fair. Kirby said. You want to talk fair? Is random villain attacks fair? Is natural disasters fair? Is bullying fair? The world is filled with unfairness and you can't just complain about it. You're here to be a hero, and heroes are the ones to fight that unfairness. So if you want to back out now, well, this is your only chance, Aizawa all but growled to his class while turning his quirk on. Now let's get started, he said with his quirk still active. Hey Greenie, a girl with earphone jacks whispers to Izuku. Huh. Takes off earbuds. You've been listening to music since the start. What are you listening to? The girl asked. American hip-hop, you wanna? Izuku asked while offer his other earbud to the girl. You got anything rock? The girl asked. Sure, and Izuku proceeds to play his rock playlist for the girl. You listen to American rock? Yup, I like their music better, Izuku said with a shrug. Midoriya, Bakugo, you're up, Aizawa interrupts. Here the girl said while handing Izuku the other earbud. Now you keep it. I'll take it back after my turn, he said, while walking to the 50-meter dash field. How the F are you and you? Deku the Pomeranian growled. Huh, you saying something? Izuku said while cleaning his ear. You mother. Strike, one Bakugo. You have another outburst, you're gone, Aizawa said, listening to their conversation. What? You can't. I'll listen if I were you. We found your real school record. And it's not good, Aizawa said threateningly. Gulp, yeah, whatever, Bakugo said, going back to a running start position. Go, a robot said. And the two sped off, Bakugo using his quirk to boost him while Izuku went full on sprint mode. 4.13 seconds. 5.42 seconds. Next. Here's your earbuds, Greena, the girl said. Thanks. Don't actually know your name though, Izuku said, adjusting his earbuds. Kyoka Jiru, nice to meet you, Greenie, the now named Jiru said. Izuku, Midoriya, but you can call me Greenie if you like, Izuku said with a side smirk. Midoriya, you're up, Aizawa said. Hi, he said while listening to his music. While we see Ida scolding him, but no one paid attention to him. Go, the robot chimed. And Izuku proceeds to do a full sprint again, and when he got to the edge of the sandbox, he did a massive dive roll to clear it. Love that move, Izuku said, walking back to the bewildered class. Only 98.68 kilograms, Izuku said after doing the grip strength. Midoriya, you're up. Anything goes inside the circle. I know, Izuku said while grabbing the ball. Hey, what's his quirk? He hasn't showed it, hey, said the tape dispenser. Maybe it has something to do with agility? You saw his long jump earlier, the idiot with yellow hair said. Nah, maybe it's a small strength enhancement type? Pinky shared her opinion. Maybe he has a mental quirk? The foreign exchange student said. Sorry, I didn't understand you, said Pinky. Hey, Ito, what's his quirk? Kirby asked Sonic. I don't actually know. I didn't saw him until the end of the entrance exam when he destroyed the 0-pointer Sonic supplied to the listening class. While we see the Pomeranian fuming. How is that Deku keeping up? He thought. Maybe it's a mental quirk? A tall, beautiful young lady said her opinion. Maybe it is, said Kyoka. Maybe, but I saw him changed fast, and man, that guy has great abs. Sharp Boy said to the group of students. Didn't know you swing like that, Kiri. Pinky teased her friend. Nah, I just appreciate good muscle when I see them, the red-haired rock boy said with a blush. But, I see what you mean, that guy's hot. Mina squeals. Oh, I know, right. He seems chill too. Some floating clothes said. Great music tastes too, the earphone jack user said. While that was happening, we see Izuku prep for his throw. Or kick. The class saw him throw the ball straight up, and when it started to fall, he went to his stance and kicked the ball hard, sending it. Beep. 103 meters, Aizawa said flatly. I thought it would go rocketing, said the grinning tape dispenser. Same dude. The idiot excitedly said. TCH was Bakuga's reply. How the FIS that nerd this strong? He though while his forehead vein almost popping. Midoriya. Kirishima, you're up for pull-ups. Hey bro, let's do our best. Sharp Boy said with a toothy smile. Sure, Sharp Boy, Izuku said with a smirk. Kirishima, how many? Aizawa asked. Pant 143 pant. Good. Midoriya? 249, Izuku said casually. Bro, that's pants so manly. Huff. Thanks, Kiribro, Izuku said with a sly smirk. Oh hell yeah. I'ma call you Midobro from now on, bro. Whoa, Midobro, how flexible are you? Kirishark said. Enough, Izuku said with a wink. Hey, I'm Ishido, Mina. How can you be this flexible? Mina excitedly asked. I do parkour, so that's why, Izuku said with a proud smile. Oh, that's so cool, Midori. Midori? Izuku asked with a raised eyebrow and a small smile. Yeah, it's short for Midoriya. Okay, Pinky, Izuku said, and Mina's face lit up. That's so gonna be my hero name. You're welcome, I guess? Haha. Midoriya, how long can you still go? Aizawa asked the running teen. But Izuku didn't answer instantly. Hey, Yaoyorozu, correct? Izuku asked the girl that is riding an electric bike. Momo looked at the sweaty form of Izuku, and safe to say, she blushed on how athletic he looks. How long does your battery last? Izuku said, pointing at the bike. It's a solar-powered bike. Cool, Izuku said, stopping. Yeah. No, I have a lot of stamina, but I ain't gonna outlast a solar-powered bike, Izuku said, walking back to the tired class. Here's your placements. 1. Momo Yaoyorozu. 2. Shoka Todoroki. 3. Katsuki Bakugu. 9. Izuku Midoriya. And the expulsion was just a logical lie. What? Screamed the class sans. Izuku, Momo, Shoka, and Bakubich. It's kinda obvious. I should have said something to clear that up, Momo said like she owns the place. Problem child's right. You're dismissed. Go to your classroom and get your stuff, Aizawa said, walking away. Hey Yaoyorozu. Izuku yelled while running for her. What's supposed to be the problem, Midoriya? Momo asked formally. Just want to say that wasn't a lie. What's not a lie? She asked the green-haired boy. The expulsion. Aizawa-sensei expelled his whole class last year because he doesn't see them fit to become heroes, Izuku said to Momo. What? Momo asked, completely shocked. Yeah, I just want to tell you that so you know, and I didn't say anything earlier to not embarrass you. I'm just saying try not to act all like that, okay? You seem like a nice person, Izuku said, while giving Momo a million-watt smile. Thank you, Midoriya, and I'm sorry if I sound and act like a know-it-all, Momo said, blushing. Hey, no problem. Beep. I guess that's your ride, Izuku said, pointing at a nice-looking car. Ah, yes. Thank you again, Midoriya, Momo said, walking to the car while still blushing. No prob, Izuku shouted. You told her? Aizawa asked with a raised eyebrow. Yup. I thought you say. I know what I said. I just want her to know about it so she knows that U.A is different, Izuku said to Aizawa while drinking his melon soda. Good thinking. And Nizu said you're allowed to come to my patrols next week, Aizawa said, looking at Izuku with a smirk. Hell yeah. Izuku screamed at the teacher lounge. Hey, handsome, try to be quiet, please. Midnight asked from her desk and sends Izuku a wink. Heh, sorry, Ms. Kiyama. Finally, a new day, Izuku said, getting up from bed to do his morning routine. Hey, lil listener, you want to ride to school? Yamada asked the form of Izuku Midoriya, exiting the house. Nah, I'm good, Yamadad, Izuku said. Walking up to Yamada. Yamadad? Really, listener? Ha 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 ha, what show then? Hizashi laughs. Dadzawa, Izuku said with a growing smirk. Ha ha ha, I'm totally calling him that later. The hero said to the hero in training. Where is he, by the way? Izuku asked Yamada while looking around. He's already at U.A. Said he needs to properly do paperwork so you can join him and not be questioned, Yamada said, getting in the car. You sure you don't want to ride? Hizashi asked for the last time. Nah, I want to take the train. See ya? Izuku said, walking down the road to the train station. Good morning, Midori. A very loud and energetic pink girl said while crashing behind the form of Izuku. Mina, don't just crash into people, scolded the shark boy that was trying to catch up to his pink friend. Oof. Hey pink. Good morning, Izuku said, stretching his back. Hee sorry, Midori. Mina said to Izuku while giving him an apologetic smile. Hey Midobro. Shark boy said, and they fist bump. Hey Kiribro, Izuku said, returning the fist bump. I didn't know you take this train too, Midori? Mina asked her much taller classmate. Yeah, I don't usually use the train, I just walk or hitching a ride from Yamadad, Izuku explains while they wait for the train. Yamadad? Mina and Kirishark said in unison while question marks can be seen floating above their heads. Mike-sensei, I kinda live with him, Izuku said with a shrug. What? Why? Are you related? Mina asked, wanting some early morning gossip. Yeah, bro didn't know you know Mike-sensei. Kirishima shared his thought. Nah, my living condition is just bad and they kinda offered me to stay with them, Izuku explains to his new friends. Them? The two asked in unison. Again. Yeah, Mike-sensei and Mr. Aizawa, Izuku said with a raised eyebrow. What? Are they? Look, I know, but please don't ask about it again. They want their relationship secret to the public, but yes, they are together, Izuku said, confirming Mina's theory. That's so manly. Kirishima shouted while people just look at the three. Yeah, that's so sweet. Hey, aren't you guys from class 1A too? A girl with horns much more bigger than Mina asked out of nowhere and run up to them. Huh. Mina said, looking at the new arrival. You're from our class, right? Shark boy asked. Yes. I'm sorry I'm not that great at Japanese, the girl says while acting all cutely. I don't Uendi. Mina was about to say but. She said, she's not great in Japanese. I think she's the foreign exchange student, Izuku explains to the two, but then he looks at the girl and, I'm Izuku Midoriya. Nice to meet you. You know how to speak English? The foreigner asked excitedly. Yes, and I'd like to think I'm fluent at it too. So you are? Izuku asked once again. Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Pony Tsunatori. It's nice to meet you, Izuku. The now-named pony said with a cheery and relieved smile. You can speak English, Midobro? Kirishima asked, surprised. And her name is Pony Tsunatori, and she's not that great at Japanese yet, Izuku said to the two. Again, wait, did she just called you by your given name? Mina yells, and now some people are getting annoyed on how noisy the high schoolers are. Yeah, people usually use your given name in America. Hey Pony, you don't mind if I tutor you in Japanese and help you in translation, yeah? Izuku asked the now listening girl. Really? If you're okay with it, then please, she said with a formal bow. But before their conversation can continue, the train arrived, and the students went inside and sit down. Hey here, Izuku said while offering his other earbud to Pony. I normally listen to American music. I thought you might miss home, so? Izuku said while Pony accepts the given earbud. Hey Midori, how did you learn how to speak in English? Mina asked curiously while looking at Pony, a little bit jealous that she got to share the hot guy's earbud. Oh, I lived in America for 3 years when I was a kid, and please don't ask why. It's a sore subject. Sorry, Izuku offered an apologetic smile, while Mina just let the topic slide. So you like American hip-hop? Pony asked the closed-eye Izuku. I like all type of music, but I always listen to American hip-hop, Izuku explains while Pony just bobs her head to the tunes. Hello, Midoriya, good morning. Ida said Wei to F-Jinji stiffly. Bro, chill. You don't have to always be formal when greeting friends, right? Izuku said while walking inside the room with Mina, Pony, and Kirishima, while Mina and Pony try to communicate. I am, Ida started but was cut off. What did I say? Izuku said with an amused smile. Sorry, Ida said with an embarrassed blush while fixing his glasses. Ha. You really need to chill, man. How about we sit together at lunch? Izuku said, but, hell yeah, can I come too? Kirishark asked excitedly. Well, Ida? Izuku said with a grin, already expecting him to come. You in or not? I would like to sit with you. Ida said formally as always while he does his BOI hands. Good enough? We'll work on it, yeah? Izuku said while smiling at Ida. You get it now? Izuku asked the foreign exchange student. I think I did. Pony tried to speak of full sentences in Japanese, but she still needs some work. No, it's I think I do. Don't be confused with past tense and present tense, Izuku explained. Oh, okay. Okay, Pony said while writing what she learned today. Ring. Guess that's the lunch bell. Want to come sit with us and try to communicate in Japanese with our other classmates? Izuku asked the American girl. Sure, Pony said excitedly. Hey Midobro, let's go? Kirishima yelled, going out the door with Mina, Ida, Jairu, Uraraka, Ajui, Kaminari, and Siro. Wait up, Midoriya. I'm usually blunt, so is it okay if I ask you a question? The frog girl in the group said while sitting down with their lunch. Sure, ASU. Call me Tsu. Sure, Tsu, Izuku said with an amused smile. What's your quirk? Karo? The frog girl croaked out. If it's okay, Midoriya, I want to know as well, Ida said, adjusting his glasses. Yeah, we were all wondering yesterday at the quirk assessment test, said the pink Teletubby. Wait before you say it. I bet it's an agility quirk, said Jamming-Ye, or that's what Jairu likes to call him. I bet it's a mental quirk, said the tape dispenser. What are they betting on? Pony asked innocently. They are betting on what quirk do I have, Izuku explains to Pony. Oh, I bet it's mental quirk, Pony said with her jumbled up Japanese. I bet it's a strength enhancer type quirk, because you climbed that building like you were a monkey. Uraraka happily shared her thoughts with the group. Well, before I say what it is, Izuku said, but he was cut off by, is it okay if I sat with you? The Yaoyorozu heiress interrupted. Oh, sure, Yaoyoro dash. I'ma just call you Yaomomo. For short, Kyoka started, but thought of a clever nickname and nods to herself, feeling proud of it. I like it. Sure, you can, Yaomomo. The pink girl happily invited the heiress. So what were you talking about? Yaomomo asked the group. We're trying to guess what's Green's quirk, Jairu said nonchalantly. Oh, is it a mental quirk? The heiress excitedly joins in the conversation. Well, before I was interrupted, Izuku looked at Momo with a playful smile and acting all offended, while Momo just blushed. I was going to ask, what do you guys think of the quirkless first, before I say what my quirk is, Izuku said to his new friends while also giving them a secret test. I think they're Memina said with a shrug. I feel bad for them, to be honest, living in a world full of quirks while they have none, Kirishark said with a pity-filled smile. I think they're weak, not gonna lie, I had a quirkless classmate. last year, and he was always getting bullied while he just did nothing. The idiot didn't even try to fight back, Kaminari said with a passive look. I think the Quirkless should stay behind the heroes, because they can't really defend themselves. Uraraka voiced her opinion. I think so as well, Uraraka-san. Ida agreed while doing his hand things. I don't really have an opinion of them, because I haven't met one, but my father always says that they're just weaklings, that they are the weak side of humanity, the side that didn't evolve. The rich girl voiced her opinion. Meh, don't really care about them, said the discount Spider-Man. Don't have an opinion, really, Jiru said, shrugging. I think they just the same as Quirk people. A lot people in America is Quirkless. Smirks internally. You really are a nice person, aren't you? Izuka thought after hearing what Pony said. Karo. Same as Tsunatori. Azui said her opinion. Why do you ask, Midobro? Kirishima asked while looking at Izuku, but Izuku just has a blank face. I'm Quirkless, Izuku said while standing up and walking away from his so-called friends. After Izuku said that, the table was quiet. No one spoke. No one was eating even. Did he just? Kaminari asked the group. Yeah, Kirishima said wide-eye. I didn't think he would be Quirkless. Mina said in disbelief. Yeah, he moves like he has some type of agility quirk, said Zero. I'm going to apologize, Uraraka said, feeling guilty. Me too, Mina said, standing up. I will go as well, Sonic agreed. So he was testing us. Yaoyorozu said out loud. What do you mean? Pony said successfully. He asked us what is our opinion on the Quirkless, correct? That was the test, to see if we will welcome him. I'm going to apologize as well, Momo said, standing up. Next thing they know, they're in front of the 1A door about to go in, and when they entered they saw Izuku just listening to his music, while looking outside the window. But when they were about to talk to Izuku, he just maxed his volume and literally everyone can hear his music because of how loud it was. He was listening to his rock and metal playlists. Midoriya-san, Momo started, but he's still looking outside. Hey Midori, next up was Mina. At this point people are growing curious on why were their classmates talking to Izuku, while he clearly doesn't want to talk to anyone. Hey Midobro. Kirishima tried to act all friendly, even putting his arm around Izuku's neck. But Izuku just shrugged the arm off, while Kirishima looks down. Hey Izuku, but Pony was cut off by. Why the fuck are you extras surrounding that Quirkless piece of shit? Bakugo yelled while going to his seat, but his scream was heard by everyone. What? Quirkless? Said Ojiro. He's Quirkless? Asked the tallest in the bunch, but not in an insulting manner, but a curious and impressed one. It seems that is what our classmate said, the Dark Prince of Birds say. Hey, don't talk to Midobro that way. Kirishima tried to defend his new friend. Yeah, who are you to talk to Midori like that? Same with Mina. But before anyone can speak they hear. Tap, tap, tap. I'm coming through the door like a normal person. All Might entered while definitely not looking like a normal person. It's All Might. Jamming-ye said, excited to see the #1 hero. He's wearing his Silver Age suit. Karo the Frog Girl pointed out. This is gonna be manly. Kirishima said, forgetting what he was doing. Ha 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 ha, yes. It is I, All Might. The big and tall man said. Today we are doing battle training. He said while pulling out a white board with battle training on it. And of course you need to look the part. All Might said while pressing a button that shows cases that has the students' hero suits in. All Might, sir. But what about Midoriya? Is he gonna be okay? Asked the bubbly person. That is Uraraka. Why wouldn't he be? Is young Izuku sick or something? All Might said, not realizing he used Izuku's given name. Did he just call Midoriya young Izuku? The students thought all at once. No sir, but isn't he Quirkless? Uraraka continued her early question. But before All Might can defend his future successor, hopefully, All Might thought Izuku just stands up and gets his case, not even talking to anyone, and proceeds to get out. Everyone is already in the fake city, after All Might scolded them for thinking that Izuku is below them just because he's Quirkless. Now they're waiting for Izuku to come, while everyone's is in their own hero suits. Where's young Midoriya? All Might asked his students. We didn't see him in the lockers, All Might, sir. Kirishima said, still guilty. Probably went home, 'cause his so-called friends just diss him. Haha, Bakugo laughed, but that was cut off by. Do you ever shut up? A modulated voice said, sounding annoyed. And when the class looked at the entrance they saw Izuku. Young Midoriya. Looking good, as always, huh? Ha ha ha. All Might jokes, not noticing the suspicious eyes of his class. Do they know each other? Some of the class thought. Sorry I'm late, Might Sensei. Just needed to take a breather, Izuku said, standing far away from his classmates. Midori, that suit is so cool. Mina squeals in delight seeing her crush like that, but Izuku just ignores her. That's so manly, man. You look so dope. Kirishima was the next one to compliment Izuku. Are you sure? What you're wearing is safe, Midoriya Kun. Ida said in a full suit of metal armor. Why the hell do you people keep shouting? Izuku shouted, and the XS on his goggles turned into. And shut the F up, Tin Man. My clothes are not your concern. Izuku shouted, and the exclamation points changed to angry ones. And after that everyone just stayed quiet. It's only the second day, and they already made an enemy out of their classmate. Ahem, now let's start our training. So Midoriya-kun, what's our plan? Uraraka excitedly asked Izuku. While he's just on his phone. What are you doing? Uraraka asked innocently while looking at his phone, but before she can get a proper look he turned away from her. Man, I feel so bad for what we said to Midobro. Kirishima confessed to the group of spectators. Yeah, it's only the second day, and we're already in bad terms with one of our classmates, said Momo Yaoyorozu. It was our fault. Karo Azui said her opinion. How is it our fault? He was the one that asked that. Kaminari said, but instantly got earphone jacked. You idiot. He asked us that so he would know. If we would treat him differently after we learned about him being Quirkless, Kyoka said, annoyed on how stupid her classmate is. But is it really wise to pair him against that Bakuga guy? He seems strong and clearly shows hate for Midoriya, Zero said, looking at the monitors. I did not tamper with the lottery, my students. IT was just luck on who they get to go against. All Might's booming voice said to his students while he thought, why does it have to be him? Refiring to Bakugu, or as the teachers know him as, Lapdog Pomeranian. Or maybe that's just Mike. But that Midoriya isn't even talking to his teammate, Ojiro points out, looking at the form of Midoriya, just using his phone, while Uraraka just keeps trying to talk to him. Well, it's understandable that he's like that after what we said about quirkless people. The Yaoyorozu heiress said. You people should be more open-minded. So what if Izuku is quirkless? He still made it here in U.A. Pony defended her tutor/crush. I still don't understand her, Kaminari whispered to the closest person, and that was Jiru, so he got earphone jacked again. I'm so unmanly. Kirishima whispers to himself. While Mina is just looking at her crush with guilty eyes. I didn't mean to offend you, Midori. Mina thought, still looking at Midoriya's texting form. Or what they assume as texting until. What happened? Momo asked. Why does it say no signal, All Might? Asked Sato while scratching his head. Did the cameras crash? Asked Tokoyami. But before further questions were asked, this is what they see. Is U-Data being hacked? Asked a panic Momo. What? The rest of the students asked in unison. How can the best hero school be hacked? Asked Kaminari, panicking. Are we being attacked? I'm too beautiful to die? Aoyama said, dramatically posing. Is everything alright, All Might? Kirishima asked to All Might while the other students look at their teacher and sees him, still smiling. Don't panic, students. Everything will be fine. Why? All Might declared. Because that's just young Midoriya's doing. All Might finished, but that got the students confused. They thought All Might was going to say his usual catchphrase, but he didn't. What do you mean that's Midoriya's doing? The first person to ask was surprisingly Todoroki Shoko, who was quiet ever since the first day. Well, young Todoroki. Young Midoriya is a hacker. All Might said proudly. What do you mean? Isn't U.A's system hard to hack? Momo asked, confused, but before All Might says anything someone spoke to the class using the speakers inside the monitoring room. It isn't that hard, to be honest. This is the second time I hacked their system, Izuku spoke, while looking directly at one of the cameras. Look, Ojiro says, pointing at the monitor that shows Izuku staring at them, with his goggles still in an angry expression. But then they hear. What are you saying, Midoriya-kun? The voice of Uraraka cut the tense atmosphere. But they saw Izuku just using his phone again, but says. The timer's up, All Might. When he said that his playlist started to play in all of the speakers. Is that his doing? Asked Fumikage. Correct, young Tokoyami. All Might said. The hero team may start now. All Might announced. What are we gonna? Uraraka asked, but when she looked at Izuku, has gone. What? She said, looking around. While we see Izuku climbed up the second-floor window and enter, leaving Uraraka behind. Whoa, look at him climb that building. Zero said. Yes, but he just left his teammate alone. Isn't the exercise about teamwork? Momo asked no one in particular. I thought it was combat, said Kaminari. We see Izuku running around while looking at his phone, is currently looking at CCTVs to see where the bomb is, and bomb, he means Bakugo. There you are, Izuku thought, running faster down the corridor. Where are you, DKU? Izuku hears Bakugo screamed, so he looks down on his phone and thought. They think I'm weak, huh? Okay, I'ma show you how weak I am, Izuku thought, while his excess turned into. Then Izuku started to sprint faster and did a knee slide. When he's about to reach the left turn, Bakugo came out flying into the hallway Izuku is in. So Izuku hit him, using the thunderball in the stomach, and then spins while standing up, causing him to hit Bakugo again in the face. And when he fully stood up, he hit Bakugo behind the head, knocking him out before he even hits the ground. Bakugo Katsuki is out, All Might happily announced. While Izuku didn't even look back, he just kept going forward. Now reaching the 4th floor, he enters the room where the bomb is, fully sprinting inside. He took out his gun and shot behind Ida, and the bullet ricocheted off the wall and hit Ida's engines directly. Then he used his thunderball, hitting him on the forehead, knocking him out. And Izuku just touches the bomb and looks at the camera in the room, and his eyes turn back into excess. Hero team wins, All Might announced while Izuku's playlist just keeps going. The monitoring room was quiet. First they saw Bakugo, the hot-headed guy in their class, and has a strong quirk, instantly get taken out by a quirkless person in less than 10 seconds. While said quirkless person continued running along the building and take down Ida in 2 simple moves and win the exercise. In less than 2 minutes. Did he just? Kaminari asked the bewildered class. Win, in less than 2 minutes? Ojiro continues Kaminarin's initial question. He just. Momo said, still shocked, seeing someone take down 2 of the class's strong quirk users. He moves so swiftly, Mina started. So graceful, Pony thought out loud. And so fast, Zero finished. And now they see a message written on the monitor. Don't ever, and I mean ever, underestimate me. Is still in the system, said a shell, or is it feather shocked? Tokoyami. He hacked U.A's system. He said this is his 2nd time now, is fast, strong, smart as well. He knows All Might too. Detective Shoko thought. Young Midoriya, you can head to the monitoring room now. Same goes for you, young Uraraka, All Might announced. So, who is the MVP of the match? All Might asked the class. It's Midoriya, sir, the heiress said, raising her hands up. Care to explain why, young Yaoyorozu? Yes, sir. First he hacked U.A's system, and he said that was his 2nd time. He was fast and efficient. He already knows where the bomb is due to him using the cameras, and he easily took out 2 strong combatants, Yaoyorozu explained with pride, but was instantly turned down by Izuku, saying, It's Uraraka, he said while his XS turned to Adat. Excuse me? Momo said, sounding offended. I just complimented him, and he just shrugs it off, Momo thought. Maybe he's still mad at us. I said it's Uraraka. His expression turns into a slight angry one. Huh, but I didn't do anything. Uraraka said, sounding depressed. That's why you're the MVP. I moved on my own. While yes, this is combat training, it is teamwork practice as well, to see if people that don't know each other can work together in an environment with 2 similar opponents. So while I took out the 2, you're still the MVP because you actually tried to work with me, even when I'm clearly ignoring you, Izuku explains to the shocked class. Wow, was the class's thought. Correct, young Midoriya. Now people are really suspicious of favoritism. Thanks, Midor. Uraraka tried, but Izuku just walked to the back of the room and sat down on the floor and maxed his music volume on his earbuds while he turns off the speakers. Just go on. I want to go to the support department, Izuku said while doing something on his phone. Hey, a power loader? Izuku said, walking in the support department, but saw someone messing with his printer. Oi, dreadlocks. Don't FING mess with my printer. Izuku shouted, defending his baby. Huh. What do you mean, isn't this baby made by U.A? The girl with pink hair said. No. I made this, so if you would so kindly, please don't mess with it, Izuku said, fixing the wires from behind. Hatsumi, what did I tell you about your inventions? A very angry power loader enters the room. Always make more. The now named Hatsum says, wait cheerfully. No dash, I mean dash ga. Just make sure IT doesn't explode, got it. Maijima complains. It's only the 2nd day, and you're already giving me white hairs. Maijima said, walking up to Izuku. Hey, a kid, what did she do to your army of printers? Power Loader asked. Nothing. She just messed with some of the wires. Wait, did you disassemble the back? Izuku asked, kinda impressed. Yup, but I put it all back. I just want to know how can this baby make anything? Hatsum said excitedly. Impressive, you want to know how to make stuff with it? Izuku says with a smirk. No, Hatsum is not allowed to use the army of printers. We really need to name it differently. What? Why? Hey, how did you make this baby? Hatsum asked chaotically. Sorry, Dreadlocks. Can't tell you that. And please don't disassemble it again. Izuku said, while getting a pair of goggles. Hey, my Jima-san, how many drones have you built? Izuku asked the teacher of the support course. I made 6 missile drones and 15 riot drones. I haven't got to install them in all UDATA facilities yet, but I'll start putting them in the gyms first, then the USJ next week, my Jima said. How many can go live? Izuku asked while checking the other systems. I'll allow 3 missile drones, if not an emergency, but Nizu said it's all live. Only when it's an emergency, but there are 6 riot drones patrolling the campus already, and their cloaking device is active, Majima said, while looking at his list, while Hatsum is seen tinkering with a failed riot drone. Cool, and I already updated all security systems. No one can hack UA. Well, except me, of course, but you already figured that out, haha. And when there's a place that is not showing up, it will automatically call for hero assistance. So whenever there's an emergency, we'll be ready, Izuku explains after finishing his checkup on the security drones. I'll see you next time, my Jima-san Dreadlocks. I'll teach you some stuff next time. Izuku said, walking to the door. Really? Let's make babies together, okay? Hatsum excitedly yells while Izuku just walks out of there with a heavy blush. That girl's weird. Heh, perfect for a partner in inventing, Izuku thought, going to the teacher's lounge. So, this was the end of part 1 of this series. Stay tuned for next part of this series, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.